Yeah, the mic's on. Good. All right, we are now about to leave for our trip to Nashville. In anticipation for this and leaving in the morning, we tried to go to bed early last night, but someone left their wallet at home, so we had to drive at 10 o'clock at night to go get it.
I want to say it's not my fault, but it's absolutely my fault.
But I also was like, ugh, Maddie's not gonna be up in time. But I forgot that you are almost always up at this time for work.
Oh yeah, I had to get up 15 minutes early, which really was too much.
Why do people respond to like, I'm here text? Like, just get here.
Just get here. Hi, Barbara. Oh god, if she watches your video, she's gonna know I call her Barbara. Oh yeah. The journey begins.
Our next stop is Dayton, Ohio. We gotta pick up a friend of ours.
Just go, I would...
We're gonna take the left lane.
Sir? To 383 East National Road. Head west on West Huron Street.
So the other way on West Huron Street.
Damn it!
The barricades are being taken down, and the sheriff's secret police are allowing sanity.
Very important.
Describe a chamber thundering.
That is blasting, that is making everybody to sin it.
Get shot of that sign, Caroline.
Vandalia! Are they here? Do you know?
Look who we picked up in Ohio. In Vandalia Onions. What is it called? I don't even know. Dayton.
Full stop here.
Full stop.
Go! Confirm or enter that number.
Hands free?
Damn it.
Oh, I got it.
Did you get it?
There. No! Oh. God!
We're stopped.
Why?
I'm moving so slowly. Let me do this.
There are rules.
Chevy should know that this is more dangerous, what we're trying to do, because you won't let us pair it on the drive. Oh, this is it. We're using it.
Hold on, hold on. Stay. 5, 2, 1. Come on!
Oh, I think we're good. This is it.
I don't know what happened.
Maddie.
It's not me!
Good Lord, Maddie, we're so close!
It's your car!
It doesn't look like it's closing down to one lane. What is this?
Maybe this is just the way to clear up traffic at all points in your life.
Yeah, you're just like, alright, now I need this traffic for a reason. Alright, go.
Can't. It's not happening.
Oh my.
There it is. Stay. Stop. For the love of God.
The number got bigger.
Oh, I'm connected.
Did it work?
It says it's connected.
Hey, we did it! And why does that license plate say doing us?
Doing us. We're just doing us.
Gross. You got it?
Woo!
Made it.
Look at that beautiful Nashville skyline.
Look at those generic buildings of a major metropolitan center. You got it? What is this car? What do you mean, what is this car?
Well, what kind of car is it?
It's a cruise. Alright, George and I are off to breakfast. We're gonna go pick up Maddie and Caroline, and then we're gonna head over to Janie Lynn's house where we're gonna have some homemade breakfast, which is nice.
Biscuits and such.
We're going to the store to pick up some eggs now that we have everyone in the car. Woo. I don't know why George is sitting in the back seat. He's definitely the biggest person in this car.
Yeah, you probably But have that little bit of Caesar going on.
Just like busting and start shouting
She
things.
started screaming about, like, you know,
does she have
home
roommates though?
invasion.
Like I was
I'm not gonna do that.
she wouldn't have even heard me.
No.
Can I take my hair down first?
No.
Wait, no!
This is Jana, tell us what you're making with the
Oh my god. I'm making pancakes and took a little risk today. We're gonna see if it pays off. Stick with me.
And so George was telling us something interesting about this house. Whose house is this? Who owns this house?
Dave Ramsey.
That's crazy to me that you ran into Dave Ramsey and now live in one of his rental properties.
That's true, right?
It is true.
Yeah.
That's
True. We actually made out a little bit first. I think that's the part he left out. I had to really get a little bit of Dave before I got to live in his house.
Yeah, let's see how it turns out.
Now how do they even make
Looks kind of like it's a hash brown a little bit. The way that it's cooking.
Maybe we could hash brown it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll take that sucker. Pissed.
It looks good. It just looks
I know. Well, I know.
It looks like it's probably gonna turn into some kind of fun little hashy oatmeal.
You're going like this.
Oh, that looks good. That little crispy bit.
Yeah.
All right, it's almost wedding time. George and I are going to pick up the girls again, and then we'll make our way over to the wedding venue. We are looking good.
Ruin this thing.
We're just well-dressed wedding crashers.
I like it there. That is very unsettling.
Yeah, that's...
It sounds like it's in distress.
They're following us.
They want food.
Oh, they can go right under here.
They totally want bread right now.
We don't got anything for you guys.
We can't give you a thing.
Brand, I can see you just being like an old man who comes to duck parks and just always has a loaf of bread and just has all of his duck friends. Caroline and I were just in there getting ice cream, and they got Caroline her ice cream, and they kind of like half did the transaction, so like you like swiped your card and then you just like left. Yeah. And so Caroline just like slowly grabbed her ice cream, and then the guy working the station like just started refilling the spoons for like 5 minutes, and I'm just standing there and we're just kind of looking around and like someone else coming, and then after like 5 minutes of refilling spoons he left and went and sat on his phone, and there's 3 of them just sitting there on their phone. You ready to go on your flight?
Yeah.
Bye. Have a safe flight. Alright, I'm on my own again. Caroline just left on our flight to Michigan, and I am now making the 4-hour drive down to Georgia. Luckily, Hurricane Irma has now been downgraded to a tropical disturbance, which is like the lowest form a hurricane can be without just being like rainstorms. But with any luck, I will not hit any of it. It's kind of dark and stormy here a little bit, but it's not actually raining yet, so I should be okay.
I see you gazing.
It's very windy here. You can kind of see the remnants of where like a serious storm happened recently, because there's massive puddles and stuff like that. Another thing that's really different about Georgia and like kind of being in the South is that the roads are so much nicer than they are in Michigan. They're so smooth, and they don't just look like they're war-torn like they do in Michigan. So while in Georgia, we took a trip to the Coke Museum, which was pretty cool. Then we went to the Georgia Aquarium, which had some amazing animals, and here's some footage of some of the cooler ones.
It's not as tall as I thought.
Now there's actually been a change of plans. Now initially the plan had been to drive back to Nashville, spend the night there, and then drive home to Michigan. But I really don't feel like traveling for another couple of days, so I'm actually just gonna power through and drive home now. It's a couple hours into the trip. I pulled off to the side here. I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit because it's the afternoon and I'm kind of getting a little bit sleepy. So I'll get on the road back in like half an hour or so. It is now 5:30. I am somewhere in central Kentucky. I have about 7 hours left to go. I had to stop to get some a delicious, healthy gas station meal. So I should be rolling in somewhere around midnight, 12:30ish. Alright, it is now 11:30 at night. I've been on the road for 11 and a half hours. I'm about 10 minutes from home. I'm on Rochester Road. It's just a straight shot the rest of the way. Before today, the longest car ride that I had ever done alone was 4 hours, and it was when I took that trip to Traverse City. Now, I have done a 12-hour drive, which would not have been possible without what I am choosing to call the Nelson method of road tripping, which is just rolling down the windows and blasting music, and it's impossible to fall asleep, which is good for me.
And if you're still afraid to give your heart away because of all the issues that you think you'll